it didn't pass the smell test.
Very, very true.
I like that. I find it laughable and weird
You don't say we dey control
that
ourselves here.
that you people are happy that they told you that they lifted the Dubai ban. This ban has been on for a while, right? I don't know. I for the life of me, I really do not get the obsession with Dubai. I understand that it's a tourist country. It's really nice. It's luxurious, and it's one of those places that you would like to visit. But if they've told you no countless times, and again, like he said, the government has lied multiple times. There's nothing that comes out that I will believe. The truth is, even if the Dubai, that's for me personally, if the Dubai government comes out now and releases a statement to say, oh, Nigerians are now, I'll still not believe until I've seen like 100 people or 1,000 people go there safely and you came back safe and sound.
No, but so I don't know. Go ahead.
Are we saying that they make a statement and we can't trust the media? And I don't know. I don't know the regulating body for Nigerian news or whatever. Just like how we had the sanitation thing come out and they said, oh no, it hasn't been. So is it that the same Nigerian government that is, fighting on our behalf to say, let them accept us into the UAE, is that they can't come out and tell us, that this is the proper way you want your citizens to go through the process in order to gain access to this other country? Like, I'm actually lost at how, as in, this is in our hands. Like, I don't understand. Like, I can just create a sentence and say that, okay, people that are looking for visas come. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Government that actually told us that this is the legit website to go to, and now we are finding
So
out
Nigerian government told us that this is the website.
the Minister of Communication Information. That's why I said it's laughable, right? Especially if they've lied about it before. It's a different thing if this is the first time we're hearing of something like this. I would understand why people would readily rush at it. If I was the one, I would proceed with caution, right? Just to be very careful. Even if Dubai, they hungry me, I'll relax and wait and see. I need to be sure.
But people have business opportunities.
I was just going to say,
it's not even only leisure.
David,
I know,
right?
I get
Because
it.
as I'd mentioned earlier, right, at the beginning of the conversation, I said to you that even my mom, her very first trip, business trip, because then it was quite easy for people that had very little budget. They could carry their money, go to Dubai. My mom will buy all kinds of things and she comes back. She's selling it maybe 2 or 3 times the price, going back again. And that was how she kicked off that international business to the point where she was bringing in, I know somebody that brings in container load of interior things just from Dubai, right? So I wanted to ask David, right? How important is the UAE opening up their borders? How important is it to Nigerians?
To be honest, I think it's one of those situations where the importance of this country, the UAE, has been vastly overstated by the sort of middle class noise that happens around it. Because the numbers don't support the argument that UAE is some kind of strategically important economic partner to Nigeria. No, it's not. If it was, we wouldn't have been placed on the list of visa bans anyway, because as we all know, the number one reason why you get to be placed on such lists or excluded from such lists is the amount of economic interaction between both countries. So as I said earlier, no matter what the Russians and Chinese do in Dubai, they the Israeli authorities have carried out an extrajudicial murder on UAE soil before. It didn't cause any diplomatic issue between Israel and UAE because Israel has money. The Russians do all sorts of things. They get drunk in public in Dubai, which is one of the worst things you can do. It's a Muslim country. They never place Russians on the visa ban because the Russians are bringing in money. They're investing in the real estate. So, but in the case of Nigeria, with the exception of a few rich people, and they really are a few in the whole country, there might not be up to 300 Nigerians who actually own property in Dubai. So in Nigeria, that sounds like a lot. We make a lot of noise about this thing. Oh, this ex-general bought property in Dubai. But in the larger scheme of things, it's meaningless.
It's
nothing.
insignificant.
Right. So it's actually insignificant.
Piggybacking off what he said, I feel like as a people, we need to find other places where we can put our money. I'm a firm believer of, if a place doesn't want me, and you've said it countless times,
well, it's not their fault.
I'm going to take
now.
my money somewhere else.
But wait.
No, I get it. I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm just saying that with the dynamics of what is playing out right now, right? It doesn't even look like our government is trying to help us in any way, right? See, that lie that happened, it blew my mind. See, if there is any other thing that the government has done, that one blew my mind, because I would never for the life of me understand why you would lie about something like that, right? This is something that typically people want to go there. So for you to come out as a government, it's a different thing if it's just a normal citizen who just came out to say, oh, they've lifted it. I will understand. Oh, you're just playing jokes. But for your own government to lie to you about something like that, well, just give up that dream more.
So let me ask David. So these lies that alleged lies that the government always tell, how do we approach them? Because this is the same government, right, that you do something, you put out a news, they'll tell you that, oh, you'll be arrested because why? You're spreading fake news, right? And this is clear that, especially on this Dubai matter, I don't know about any other one. On this Dubai matter, several times we've seen the government come out to say something, and the Dubai government will come back and say that is absolutely false, right? Can we not, as citizens, then kind of like call out their own lies, and then probably maybe go further to probably take actions? I don't know. What can we do? Because it's getting too much.
So we absolutely can. And well, some of us actually do, which is why some of us are not liked within the Nigerian public space, because we are viewed as, troublemakers and rabble rousers and people who are constantly trying to incite the Nigerian people. But if you believe that it's the people who are sovereign and not the government, then you should. It's not a stretch of imagination to then believe that you are well within your rights to call out the government, and to do so very, very stridently, which is what I try to do. But beyond just calling them out, yes, there are actions that need to be taken. So, for example, legal actions. The problem is that in our part of the world, these legal actions, if they happen at all, are funded by the civil society types. And, I don't want to get into a whole conversation about Nigerian civil society, because that's a whole other kettle of fish. That's a whole bag of worms on its own. But suffice to say that Nigerian civil society is not sufficient to do this kind of work. First of all, Nigerian civil society is heavily compromised by the Nigerian security and government establishment itself. And then secondly, it's almost entirely foreign funded. And if these actions to hold government accountable don't align with the interests of the foreign entities that are funding them, they simply won't do that. So it's unfortunate. So we have this situation where the government just absolutely gets away with murder. Nobody ever does anything, because the people who ordinarily are supposed to do something about it, the public interest lawyers, civil society organizations and NGOs, everyone is aligned with one interest or the other that makes it such that it's impossible for them to do what they actually meant to do, which is why someone like me is viewed as a complete oddity and a genuine irritation, because I'm not supposed to exist as far as the Nigerian public space goes. And the only reason I exist is because I'm not taking anybody's money, right? There's no NGO or CSO money. There's no donor money. And there's no money coming from the Nigerian establishment. It's almost like a labor of love, kind of, which is the only reason that it's possible for me to even exist. But I think if more people saw what was happening in Nigeria as an existential threat to them, and understood that the situation is very unsustainable, having a government that is this malfeasant is unsustainable, that if this continues long enough, the country will quite literally fall apart. Like, we will become Somalia. if more people understood that, then I think they wouldn't necessarily wait for any NGO or whatever to do some of these things, and they will become sort of guerrilla actors the way that I am trying to be.
Well, thank you so much, David. I can categorically say that you remain a bone in the throat of this government, and we need people like that to just kind of like keep them accountable, because at this point, really, I think a lot of Nigerians they've grown very wary of the government, and it seems like, you know, whatever it is that we're saying, nothing is going to be done. But I believe that we need to be consistent and just keep, you know, calling the accountability from our leaders. Thank you so much, David, for your time this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and ladies.
It's a lot.
I'm tired. I don't even know what to say.
That was a lot to
But
take
in all
in.
honesty, I'm tired.
We all
I
are.
think the government should look beyond just trying to want to prove that they are working, and see what some of these actions, how it impacts the reputation of the country. Because I mean, like, are you not even worried about how people will perceive you as a government?
They already perceive us badly. You're not
crazy.
adding to it. It's just extra.
Sad.
It's really sad.
I think it's because they have the money. Because people feel like they can use money to cover things. It's when you don't have it, then you start to care about your reputation.
Reputation capital is everything. At some
They don't
point,
know that.
your money is useless
Exactly.
without a proper reputation.
Only smart people know that.
It is well. All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Mary. Oh, please ensure you follow us across all our social media handle. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media. Like and invite your families and friends to watch. If you missed our quotes today, it says, to travel is to discover that everyone is wrong about other countries. We'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully at 8 p.m. Enjoy.